to the Wordweave Inkwell creations, where stories come alive. Today we are to read out the first chapter of the Judiciary on Fire. Chapter 1, the first threats. The rain had begun before dawn. Heavy drops pounded the roofs of the Federal High Court as lawyers hurried through the gates, clutching silk files beneath their roofs. Television cameras lined the entrance. Reporters spoke into their microphones, while police officers struggled to control the growing crowd gathering outside the courthouse. Inside the judge's chambers, away from the noise and the flashing cameras, Justice Chukwuma Eze sat alone behind his polished mahogany desk. His chambers was quiet. Shelves lined with law reports and legal texts covered one wall. On another hung the Nigerian coat of arms and a framed copy of the judicial oath, a daily reminder of the solemn promise he had made to administer justice without fear of favor, affection, or ill will. On the desk before him lay a bulky case file. It was the most sensitive matter he had handled in his 23 years on the bench. The case involved a fiercely contested election, allegations of widespread irregularities, constitutional questions, and powerful political interests. Whatever judgment emerged from his courtroom would shape not only the lives of the parties before him, but also the confidence of millions of citizens in the rule of law. Justice Eze adjusted his spectacles and slowly closed the file. The law, he murmured, must never bow to power. A gentle knock broke the silence. My lord, his registrar said from the doorway. There is a visitor insisting on seeing you. Justice Eze looked up. You know the rules. I do not receive visitors before court. I explained that to him, my lord, the registrar replied, but he insists his message cannot wait. The judge was silent for a moment. Very well, let him in. Moments later, a middle-aged man entered the chamber. He was elegantly dressed in an expensive charcoal suit, his polished shoes glistening from the rain. His confident smile suggested he had come not to ask for justice, but to negotiate it. Good morning, my lord. Justice Eze studied him carefully. I don't believe we've met. No, my lord, the man replied, but some very important people have asked me to speak with you. The judge's expression hardened. You are standing inside the chambers of a judge. I hope you understand the seriousness of that. I do, my lord, and yet you still choose to come. The visitor smiled. Some judgments are written long before they are delivered. Justice Eze leaned back in his chair. If you've come to discuss a pending case, you are wasting your time. The smile faded. My lord, everyone has a future to protect. So do I. There is a house in my town waiting for you, a brand new luxury SUV, a foreign bank account, and a guaranteed elevation to a higher court. Justice Eze rose slowly from his chair. His voice was calm, but every word carried unmistakable authority. Leave my chambers. The visitor remained where he stood. My lord, refusal has consequences. I said, leave. For a few seconds, neither man spoke. Then the visitor reached into his briefcase, removed a sealed envelope, and placed it gently on the judge's desk. You may change your mind. Without another word, he turned and walked out. Justice Eze waited until the door closed behind him. He looked at the envelope but made no attempt to open it. Instead, he reached for the telephone. Security. Yes, my lord. Escort the gentleman who has just left my chambers out of the court premises. Record his identity and ensure he does not return without proper authorization. He replaced the receiver and turned to the rain-streaked window. The storm outside had intensified, so had the one gathering within the walls of justice. This, he knew, was only the first threat. If you like the story, Judiciary on Fire, let me see your reaction in the comment section. Remember, bless.